Let's talk about a hidden threat, something that affects millions of people across Pakistan every single day. It's an invisible danger, and it's lurking in the very things we all need to survive, our water and our food.
And that right there is the heart of the problem. We're talking about parasites that can silently invade the body. You know, the real danger here is that the damage they cause often goes completely unnoticed until it becomes really serious. And this isn't some rare thing, it's a massive public health challenge.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start right at the source, the problem in our water and food. Then, we'll take a closer look at the parasites themselves and how they're treated. And, most importantly, we are going to cover a critical safety warning and the simple steps you can take to protect yourself and your family. Right, let's dive into the foundation of life itself, water. In Pakistan, this lifeline, unfortunately, is also a primary highway for contamination. Just look at this number. 80%. That means 4 out of every 5 people in Pakistan are potentially drinking contaminated water, a lot of the time because there just isn't a safer choice available. And here's the thing, even when we look at the water sources that are officially monitored, the picture is still pretty grim. A huge 61% are considered unsafe to drink. So what's going on? Well, the main culprits are microbial and fecal contamination. That means harmful bacteria and waste are getting straight into our water supply. So, you might be asking, how does this even happen? Well, it's a complicated mix of issues. You've got untreated sewage leaking from old, crumbling pipes and mixing right in with clean water lines. Then there's toxic industrial waste, agricultural runoff, and even dangerous heavy metals. It's really a perfect storm for contamination. Now, the problem starts with water, but it definitely doesn't end there. That contamination makes its way onto our plates, especially through the meat we eat. Think about it. Animals often drink from these same polluted water sources, and that's exactly how parasites get into the food chain to begin with. And different meats can carry different risks. Beef, for example, can harbor tapeworm cysts. Chicken can be a source of parasites like toxoplasma. And mutton is a really significant carrier of liver flukes. In fact, some studies show that more than half of all sheep are infected. These parasites are living right there in the animal's muscles and organs. And this is the critical part. How that meat is handled. A staggering 95% of it is sold in informal wet markets. What that often means is no refrigeration, poor hygiene, and a much higher risk for cross-contamination. It's the perfect environment for these parasites to thrive. But what happens when they make their way from the market into us? We've seen how they can get in. So now let's talk about what actually happens when these parasites set up shop inside the human body. So you can basically think of these parasites in 2 main groups. First, you've got your gut worms, things like roundworms and tapeworms. They live in our intestines and literally steal the nutrients from the food we eat. Then you have the liver flukes. These are invasive little flatworms that actually migrate out of the gut to attack and damage the liver, which is one of our most important organs. And you can really see the toll this takes. In the gut, they cause malnutrition. In the liver, they lead to inflammation and scarring. But the effects just ripple through the entire body, causing things like chronic fatigue, severe anemia from iron deficiency, and, what's just heartbreaking, stunted growth in children. Okay, so that all sounds pretty scary, but the good news is we have very effective ways to fight back. Let's look at the medicines that are designed specifically to get rid of these invaders. 2 of the most common treatments out there are mebendazole and ivermectin. Mebendazole is a real go-to for the common intestinal worms we talked about. Ivermectin is another powerful drug that's used for a whole range of parasitic infections. So how does mebendazole actually work? Well, it's pretty clever. The worm absorbs the drug, and it acts like a roadblock. It stops the worm from being able to take in sugar, which is its main energy source. Without any fuel, the worm basically starves, dies, and is then passed out of the body. Ivermectin takes a totally different approach. It goes after the parasite's nervous system. The medicine messes with its nerve and muscle cells, and that leads to paralysis. Once it's paralyzed, the parasite can't hold on or function anymore, and the body's immune system just clears it away. Now, we've just talked about how effective these medicines are, but this brings us to what is, without a doubt, the single most important message in this entire explainer. So please, listen very closely to this next part. Given how well they work, it's a natural question to ask, right? Can I just go to the pharmacy and get these myself, just to be on the safe side? And the answer to that question is an absolute, emphatic never. Trying to treat yourself with these powerful drugs isn't just a bad idea, it can be incredibly dangerous.
Let me be perfectly clear. These medicines must only be taken under the supervision of a medical professional. Why? Because the right dose depends on your age, your weight, the exact type of parasite you have, and your overall health. Only a doctor can figure out the right treatment and the safe dosage for you.
Look, while medicine is an amazing tool for treatment, it doesn't fix the source of the problem. A pill can get rid of an infection, sure, but it can't clean the water. And that's why the real goal here is to stop from getting infected in the first place.
And the good news is there are simple, powerful steps you can take. Here are 4 things that make a huge difference. First, always boil your drinking water or use a filter you trust. Second, cook all your meat thoroughly, no pink inside. Third, wash your hands with soap, especially before you eat. And finally, wash all your fruits and vegetables really well with clean water.
And that's really what it all comes down to, isn't it? A cure is essential when you're sick, but prevention is about staying healthy from the start. By taking these small steps, we can all build a powerful defense against these hidden threats and protect the health of our families and our communities.